Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Titan del 86. Here you will find everything from your favorite characters, from anime, series, or movies, such as figures, statues, trading cards, and other limited special edition items. I will show you everything that is included. For example, we will discuss the design of the box, how it's packaged, the design of the figure, the articulation points, the accessories that are included, and we will see our favorite characters in special scenes. And you never know, you might see other characters make special guest appearances, so you can decide whether it's worth getting or not. Subscribe and join me on new weekly adventures. Now let's start the show. Let's go. Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Titan del 86, and today from Power Rangers I present to you the Psycho Rangers. These are the Rangers that showed up in Power Rangers in Space. Power Rangers is also known as Super Sentai, and I think that's basically where they originated from. I think it was a Japanese show that then came here and they started using the same footage from Super Sentai, and they only dubbed in the actors, which is what became the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. These are the Power Rangers from the Bandai figure line. I know Hasbro has their own, so let's check out these Psycho Rangers. Looking at the front of the box, you can see all the 5 Psycho Rangers as well as the fake Psycho Ranger, which was the silver one. And you could also see that it says Shodo Super, so I'm not sure if that's the sub brand from Bandai that's doing the Power Ranger line. On the side you can see a close-up shot of Psycho Red and Psycho Silver. Then on the back side you have them all doing an action attack, and it also shows you that they come with some weapons. Judging by the size of the box, I have a feeling that the Psycho Rangers are going to be really small. So we'll do a size comparison against some of the s.h.figuarts and other stuff. On the last corner on the box, you can see Psycho Black, Blue, Yellow, and Pink. Upon removing the figures from the box, they were not packaged to what I was expecting. Honestly, I was expecting them to come in blister packs, but here everything came in a bag. So each Ranger has its own little bag that separates it from the rest. And I am happy that the silver one is included in the set. The other thing to note, the figures are really small. I wasn't expecting them to be this small. I thought they might be a little bit larger, maybe another inch. Also, if you look at the bottom at that 4-leaf clover, I think that's candy, like maybe like a mint or something. Something that I'm not gonna find out because I'm not gonna eat that or do anything with it. More than likely, I'll probably just throw it away in the trash. But definitely I'm not eating that. Now here's an overview of all the Psycho Ranger weapons. So that is something cool that they gave you the weapons for them. Again, they come in 2 bags, each one separated by a section within the bag. And so far everything's made out of plastic. The other thing is you get 6 more bags, each one having different hand pairs for each one of the Psycho Rangers. And as you can see, there are 4 variants. You have the ones with the hands straight, hands that hold weapons, and then you have the one that's balled up in a fist. And you get that 6 times, so you can interchange them to each one. So you have the figures, but the hands are more towards a model kit. So we're gonna have to cut each one of these carefully, make sure we don't break anything and we have good clean cuts so they don't interfere with the other parts. Here's a 360 picking one of the Psycho Rangers at random. As you see, the figure does not come with the wrist. That's why they all came in those particular packs, so you can interswap the hands. The figure is really small. The other thing, it's also made out of a really hard plastic. But even though for a small figure, it does have a lot of tiny details within the body, as you can see. I would say it is sculpted very well. Hopefully the camera can capture all those little details on this Psycho Ranger. Overall, they're all gonna be the same. The only difference is gonna be the colors. If you like what you're seeing, don't forget to leave your like, subscribe to the channel, and share the video. Let me know in the comments what are your thoughts on these Psycho Rangers from Power Rangers in Space. If I'm correct, I also remember them showing up in Power Rangers Lost Galaxy, and they might have even showed up even after that, but at that point I wouldn't even know. But to me, the Psycho Rangers was the best part out of Power Rangers in Space. Don't forget to follow me on IG at Titan del 86. They just looked really cool when they showed up and they were beating the Rangers and all that stuff. And each one had its own emotions, even though they were all psychotic. But they were really driven to destroy the Rangers while draining Dark Spectre's energy at the same time, even though they didn't know it, but Astronomer knew. Now let's check out what articulations come with the Psycho Rangers. And for this one, I randomly chose Psycho Red. So it's got good head movement. This is as low as you can see. This is as high. This is as high as you can get the arms. In theory, he can have 360, but because of the shoulder blades that are not movable, it prevents him from doing that. So this is as far as the arm can go, and this is as far back as it goes. So this is as much as crossing the arms you're going to get out of him. He does seem to have that ability though, as you can see here. The only thing stopping him is the shoulder blades. He does 360 on the bicep. This is as much movement from the elbow. This is the 360 on the wrist, but as you can see, unlike the s.h.figuarts, it doesn't go up and down. He's got side to side chest movement, somewhat up and down. He's got good rotational. This is as high as the leg goes. This is as far back as it goes. Here's your split. In theory, you can get the leg to rotate, which is something that we're not really able to do in other figures, for example, s.h.figuarts. And you can also get a 360 out of the thigh. So he's got some really good articulation points so far. This is as far back as the knee goes. The ankle, you can get 360. This is as far up, far down, inboard. Not a whole lot on the outboard side. The toes don't flex on this one. One thing to note, at least for my figures, the joints are really super stiff. So overall, he's got some really good articulations, especially for a small figure. And there you have it. Here's the size comparison using Psycho Black as the example, just to show you how tall these figures really are. First one up is Psycho Blue. For this scene, I have Psycho Blue with his battle axe. This is the scene where he was trying to fight the blue Power Ranger, but TJ had the plan of everyone being blue, which drove him nuts. And I think out of all of them, he was also one of those most psychotics. He looks really sharp. I think in the backside, if you look at it, he's got like a little feature there. I'm thinking that's probably in case you wanted to use a stand. I don't know if these figures have dedicated stands for them, but I think that's what it's for. Hopefully the camera can capture all the little details, even though they're all going to be the same. The only difference is going to be the paint jobs of each one of these Psycho Rangers. If you like what you're seeing, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and share the video. They were all basically able to do a green energy blast, which is something that I was hoping would be part of this set. Kind of have like the special effect parts of maybe the energy ball or the lightning pattern. Especially they were advertised that way in the back of the box. You do get the hand gestures for them, you just don't have the special effect parts for them. I think if they would have gave that, they would have made this an even better set to have. Let me know what are your thoughts on the Psycho Ranger figures. Don't forget to follow me on IG at Titandel86. I would really like for the figures to be slightly bigger, but this is fine though. You still get all the nice details that each one come with.
But this time I outsmarted you! Goodbye, Blue Ranger!
For this scene, I have Psycho Yellow shooting back. She's using her weapon firing shots at the Yellow Ranger. One thing to note, I really like the design cues that they use for these Psycho Rangers. They really have the nice layout of the black color being the main one. Then the color to match the Power Ranger matches neatly between the helmet, the side sections of the armor, as well as down the center. And then if you look at the forearms, as well as down towards the legs, you can see that it color coordinates with itself. The other thing is these figures have a really good articulation points, especially for the size. You just have to get the articulation point out of them because the joints are really stiff. If you like what you're seeing, don't forget to leave your like, subscribe to the channel, and share the video. On this particular yellow one, the yellow is not as bright as I thought. It's a little bit of a darker yellow, but it works well here with the figure. As you can see, it reflects the light really good. One thing to note, even though each Psycho Ranger comes with a pack of its own special pair of hands, if you look closely at each one, they're mostly specified for the two signature poses that the Rangers use, and also for holding each individual weapon. So if you look closely at each one, you will see that it's got slight details for the particular weapon that is designed to be held by. Follow me on IG at Titandel86. The next Ranger is Psycho Black. One thing to note, out of all the outfits between the Psycho Rangers, Psycho Black's is a little bit different. If you notice, all the other ones had white colors, but on Psycho Black, that is gold. For this one, it appears his weapon is a spear. Again, it follows the spiral pattern that we've seen on some of these weapons, and it ends with two horn looking things. The other thing to note, which is not captured on this particular figure, is that he did have a white outline on his suit. If you like what you're seeing, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and share the video. The other thing to note on the other colors, so far they kind of have the glittery effect where it shines and reflects, but on Psycho Black, that looks like it's a matte black color. So it doesn't bounce the light as strongly as the other ones would. Follow me on IG at Titandolo86. The other thing to note, the wrists are a soft plastic, which is a good thing on the ones where it has to hold a weapon. You kind of gotta flex it in there so the weapon can slide in there. One thing I would have loved was if you would have gotten the up and down motion on it, but to the size of the figure and the poses that we're doing, it doesn't fully interfere with it, but it would have been a nice feature if it would have came with that option.
It's so nice that you've all gathered together here. It'll save us the trouble of hunting you down one by one.
The next Psycho Ranger that is up is the pink one. This is Psycho Pink. Her weapon of choice is the bow, which is different than what Cassie uses because she uses a satellite weapon, which I think she called it the satellite stunner. Overall, I'm really liking the details that these Psycho Rangers have. The paint job is really good, and what really drove me to these Power Rangers is the design. And also, that was my favorite section from Power Rangers in Space, where Astronema created the Psycho Rangers to go and fight the actual Power Rangers. And each one was insanely obsessed with the Ranger on killing them, especially Psycho Pink. I think out of all of them, besides the red one, she showed the most frustration. She would basically go and do her own plans, and if you remember one of the scenes, she was basically target practicing on shooting each one of the Rangers. If you like what you're seeing, don't forget to leave your like, subscribe to the channel, and share the video. I think if Astronema had really wanted, she could have set out the Psycho Rangers and they would have finished them off at the very beginning. But again, it was just poor tactic on Astronema, where she was basically trying to get the Rangers to not only siphon Dark Spectre's powers, but she wanted to also kill the Rangers at the same time, which didn't really fan out, especially once she started losing some of the Psycho Rangers and they individually started to question her and grew more frustrated with her, where each one started setting their own plans and started executing whatever they felt like it. Let me know in the comments which one was your favorite Power Ranger saga, from Mighty Morphin, Power Rangers, In Space, Turbo, Wild Force, and so on.
Rangers! Let me introduce you to my Psycho Arrows.
Next up is Psycho Silver. This one is basically Zane in disguise as a Psycho Ranger. I think he did this just to fool and throw off the other Psycho Rangers, especially when he was fighting one of the Blue Rangers, just to show his alliance to the Psycho Rangers. But within the jealousy, Psycho Red and Psycho Blue started fighting with him, where they got to the point where Psycho Blue basically asked all the other Psychos to leave him, where he ended up fighting the Rangers by himself, which led to his ultimate destruction. For this scene, I have Psycho Silver ready to slice his opponent. In this one, he's probably fighting Psycho Red and Psycho Blue. If you like what you're seeing, don't forget to leave your like, subscribe to the channel, and share the video. I think there was another one that showed up, not in Power Rangers in Space, but in a feature one where it was a Psycho Green Ranger. I don't have the history or the details about that one, but I have seen pictures of him. And I think he later went on and spray painted it red just to mess with Andros at the end of the Psycho Ranger saga. But when you think about it, how much time did Zane spend creating a suit to replicate the Psycho Rangers that made him look identical? If you look at him, he's got every single detail that a Psycho Ranger has. The only difference in his suit is that he shares the gold color, similar to the black Psycho Ranger. Follow me on IG at Titandolo86. Let me know in the comments your thoughts on the Psycho Ranger figures. And finally, the last Psycho Ranger I present to you, Psycho Red. He was the leader of the Psycho Rangers, and also he was one of the most hot-headed ones. If you recall from the episodes, they were technically gonna win at the very end, back when he was fighting along with Psycho Black and Psycho Yellow. Psycho Yellow had a really good plan. She got inside one of the Mega Swords and started attacking it from the inside, while Psycho Black and Psycho Red attacked them from the outside in their monster forms. But Psycho Red grew very impatient because he really wanted the Red Ranger. So in that scene, he got very impatient, which ultimately led to the defeat. If it wasn't for him, they would actually have won. I think out of all of them, Psycho Yellow was the most cunning. She came up with a lot of really good plans. Psycho Red was just burning with rage, honestly. Psycho Blue was also very impatient. Psycho Black seemed to be the calmest out of all of them. Then especially Psycho Pink, she was also impatient. Similar, kind of like a mixture of personalities between Psycho Blue and Psycho Red. To me, they all look amazing just because of how the colors are executed and the design as well. It really ties them all together. I really hope in the future they come up with their monster forms. I think that would be very neat to have. I know the Power Rangers in Space, the figures came out to be the counterparts of these figures. I just missed the ball on it because I didn't know they were available. But if I do find them for sale, I probably will get them, and then we can do another review of those figures. Overall, this is a really good set to have in your collection, especially if you're a Power Rangers fan, and definitely if you like the Psycho Rangers. Even though they're very small, their articulation points are extremely above and beyond for what you get as far as the size of the figure goes. Let me know in the comments what are your thoughts on the Psycho Rangers. Follow me on IG at Titandel86. Let me know in the comments your thoughts on the Psycho Ranger figures. This is all I have for you today. If you like what you're seeing, don't forget to leave your like, subscribe to the channel, and share the video. And I'll see you next week with a brand new video. Thank you and bye.